We have any comments?
Yes, I have Bilkis Morayo who says, I don't subscribe to women fencing off their ex-husbands or partners from gaining access to their kids, but there are men who deny the pregnancy before it even becomes a full human.
That's another
It can
angle.
swing both ways. Some relationships end in a sad state and spill into parenting.
Yeah, so Ola the Classic says, Morayo, I slightly disagree with you. Some churches are actually putting counseling, both premarital and the cause of marriage, in place, but a lot of people do not show up for the counseling. Andrew says...
Talking about after marriage.
Yes. So she went ahead to say, people do not regard counseling and counselors. Some people feel like counseling is only necessary when things are bad, and when things go wrong, they still don't go for the counseling. Dame Ebika says, parenthood is hard even with both parents, not to talk of single parenting.
Let me talk about the counseling the first person reads. I want to be sure that we're clear on the same page. Counseling absolutely happens in church before you get married, even during marriage. What I'm saying is counseling after the marriage divorce has been separated. So, as I said, many religious bodies hate divorce, especially Christianity. They don't like you divorcing at all. So there's really no framework to help a couple that are divorced. And that's why we have lots of situations whereby a woman can decide the man is not coming to the children, or the husband can decide the woman is not seeing the children, and nobody's able to mediate to ensure that both parties are focused on the well-being of the children. So we need the churches who actually have influence over people to get involved in this issue.
So Faith actually responds to say some churches are involved. Mine is, we have a fellowship group for separated, divorced, and widowed, where they need help. Advice and counsel is given to them.
Good. Rabia Tabas says, good morning, beautiful ladies of your view. It is not easy with the woman. Most of these men are not responsible. If the woman is involved in domestic abuse or threat to life, let her be financially capable to take care of the children.
Thank you, Morayo, for this topic. I have not seen my husband in 6 years, but because of your conversation today, I'll put a call to him to see how he can discuss with his children. So I'm happy. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. The name is, let me not mention the name, but thank you so much for this message. I mean, that's the objective of this conversation, because you might, that's a question you guys have not answered. How long? Because we have to sulk. Me, I like to sulk. When something happens
you know, they sulk
I need time to sulk, and, you know, just to be
2 weeks, Morayo.
How did you, what exactly, you know? But as a woman, when this kind of way a divorce happens, you need time to reevaluate what happened. Did I cause it? What did I do to start it? What did he do? What are the signs I missed? You know, you need time to really heal. But how much time should the woman get to heal before I can trust this man within 10 steps for me to even come and see these children? Because it's a really huge emotional strain when you see a man who has hurt you so bad, start coming into your space to talk to children which you are single-handedly raising. It's not an easy decision.
It's not easy, and that's why the courts and families, like we say here in Africa, are involved. Because sometimes your children's well-being cannot wait for you to sulk for as long as you need to sulk and heal. So what you find is parents or other members of your family, don't be angry. Don't worry. Just drop them in my house. When he sees that, I'll bring them to you. So that they're giving you an opportunity to solve. If you don't have that support system, then you end up in court, where the court will insist, well, sorry, you are feeling bad, but these children also need the other parent, and so they will see the parent. So what you find parents do, or spouses in that situation, especially the one that is still sulking, don't come to my house and pick them. We'll meet at a neutral place. I will drop them, carry them.
Let me take Aisha from London. Good morning, Aisha. Thanks for calling.
Good morning, Morayo.
You're live. Welcome to the show, Aisha. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. So, with the discussion, the topic on ground, that resonates so well with me, because I was married and we had issues. Then, while I was in Nigeria, my husband wasn't even, contributing to the upkeep of my daughter, and there was a lot of bigger issue with the family. So when I left, even when I left, whatever I done to my daughter, I would say, oh, you know what, your dad spent money for this, your dad spent money for your birthday. But that's not true. You understand? But when my daughter grew up and she started talking one-to-one with the father, she started to realize that he wasn't, giving her any support. You understand? Yeah. And I tell you, whenever we visit, he never comes to see my daughter in Nigeria. He never gets to see. He's got children. He's not going to introduce them. you know, he's not introduced my daughter to meet the other children. So she's feeling like, do you know what? I don't want any relationship with a man like this. And she once asked me, what happened between you and my mom? And he said, you know, we set up, but things didn't work out, so we had to go our separate ways. And she goes, how would you feel if a man treats your own daughter the way you have treated my mother? Do you understand? So sometimes it's not all about the women not wanting the children to have a relationship with their husband, with their father. That's not true. Sometimes the women put all effort in, but the men just don't want to be. Exactly. And for other reasons, you understand, maybe, okay, family don't want me. I know I had issues. They didn't want him to marry me. They wanted him to marry someone else that speaks the same language, you know.
Thank you, Aisha. That's a fantastic angle, because Aisha's story is such that maybe the man never wanted her to, the family never wanted her to marry, he wanted him to marry Aisha, for example. Mm-hmm. So maybe they had a child, and then he marries somebody else, and then he's focused. So the entire support system is supporting this new wife. Mm. So this woman now is a single mother struggling to raise her child. Now the child is growing up to try to find a relationship with the father, and the man is not even getting involved. She's like the child that he doesn't even want to know that existed. Mm. So in that situation, how do you force an Aisha to ensure that she has a father figure? So there's a situation where the man is not even interested.
Yeah. Mm. So you count your losses and go. Sometimes it's a lose-lose situation and there's nothing you can do about it. He may come around when the girl is about to get married or not. He may still not come around till he dies, but you need to know when to count your losses. What we are saying here is when the person is making an effort to be in the life, you must not deprive them. Now, we talked about sulking. It's okay to sulk for 15 years. It's your sulking, it's your heart, it's your emotions, it's your body. These things manifest in your health later on. So they always advise, try as much as possible to move on from it. But it's okay if you choose not to move on from it. But you can be sulking and doing the right thing at the same time. You just have to, at this point, pause your sulking, apply logic. What are the needs of my child? Do they need to have a relation? I'm still sulking. It's not like I've forgiven you. I don't want to forgive you. It's okay. But my children, do they need to have a relationship with their father at this time? And when they're done, they come back home, you continue your sulking, but try not to transfer the frustration to the children in raising them. And that's why they say move on as quickly as you can, because the truth is, this is from experience, where you are raising a child that probably one of the parents has abandoned, you transfer the aggression on that child. You think the child has become your problem. So if a plate breaks in the kitchen, for instance, that you would normally scold little and move on, you see that you're saying, that's how your father left you. That's how this one happened. That's how your village people, nobody has given me 50 kobo. I've been the one raising you from the beginning to the end. I've been the one doing this for just one plate that broke in the kitchen, which otherwise you would have reacted differently if you were not in that situation. Right. Now, these children carry that frustration and think that is how life is, and it affects them even in adulthood. So if you can, for the sake of your children, forgive fast and move on so that you can be in a healthy place to raise the children that you have. Okay,
I'll come to you in a second. Let me take Jehoshaphat's call from Dokwemu. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Yeah, this topic of separation, really an interesting topic for me.
Thank you.
Why? Because I happen to be a victim of this. I have a daughter of 8 years. But last year, the mom took her away from me. We were living married for 7 years. So while she was taken away, I made all frantic efforts to know where they are. They refused to tell me and all that. But because I lost so much love my daughter, I was spending money to her mom's account, wherever where she was, that I did not even know, so that I could feel better. Because the mom here is a civil servant, while I'm into IT, I work from home. So I know that financially she was balanced, but she was not this type that she could not take care of a child. Yes, I knew that. So being that I took over that responsibility of being there for the child, and being a girl child, we so much were glued to each other. So when this separation took place, this time I was feeling for the child, because I know how much he went whenever I got around. So 8 months down the line, we went to Alausa, and she was asked to bring the child back. And so the child was brought back, and then now, long story short, I'm taking care of the child now, though she's giving custody. But yet, it's, frustrating the effort of me seeing the child. Because I will see the child, and I have so much feel for this child because she has lost a lot.
So that's where the system comes in.
Yes. Yeah. So so I'm happy with the way we can say that there's a system, a court system that you can go to, and they will resolve issues like that.
So someone was saying that one of the reasons why some women prevent kids from their father is simply because some use it as an avenue to get back to the woman by polluting the mind of the kids. Some actually, this goes both ways also. Others say that they use in some situations, men use seeing the children as a decoy to get these women back. Because seeing the kids regularly might amount to them seeing the spouse regularly. From there, emotion could spring up. So, and women are trying to protect themselves. I have moved on from you. Yeah. Don't try to come back. I don't want you to come back into my life. So they don't stop the relationship. But there are other ways of doing that where we can have a middle ground where you meet.
Some women look for fake boyfriends so that when you now see a man open their yes, can I help you?
You will kill your emotion. Some other persons, wrote that sometimes when a woman doesn't want the man to have access to the children may not be his.
That's a whole topic.
May not be his.
Yeah,
but let me take this call. I have another call. Good morning. Are you there? Oh, I'm so sorry. We lost that call. All right. So, these are the various, various situations that are bringing up. But I wanted to go back to one of our last callers, Aisha, that was saying, where the man has totally abandoned you. Yeah. You said you should count your losses, but sometimes it's difficult to count your losses when you are then being, as a society, being judged as a single mother, not given access. But you've tried to get access. So how do you therefore count your loss? Oh, well, I should just accept the fact that my child is going to be raised without her father figure, and also her father's family. This way, a whole family have abandoned you. That please, that child, you can call the child a bastard. You can call the child lots of things that she wasn't married. That child wasn't born in wedlock. There are so many families like that are very vicious.
So let me tell you,
that kind of been abandoned. How do you move forward?
Well, now we'll see why. Sometimes when we're here discussing, we'll talk about the traditional way of doing things, or our heart and our love. And then when our parents call us aside and say, "Auntie, are you hearing?" These are the things. I know that love happens. You connect with someone. But I believe strongly that the reasons we have some of the institutions we have is because women, especially, have gone through a lot in the past. So the institutions are here to protect you. If you were married and you had a certificate, I know the in things say it's not a certificate that binds us. It's our feelings for each other. But if you had a certificate of marriage, it's able to give you access to your rights. Yeah. If you have, and that means your child's name the child's father's name can be put on the certificate or not. Anyway, I'm just trying to say that sometimes when we're advised to wait until marriage, it's because of situations like this. If you're already married, the court knows it, your names are on it, then, or else, the truth is you have to count your losses. Yeah. There are situations where men say, I was in a relationship with her, but it was agreed that there was a child was not supposed to come out of this relationship. She knew that this relationship was not unto marriage. She was aware. We have also heard women who say, if only I have a child for him, it will connect us. Yeah. Why do we say to women, don't bring child into a relationship that, there's no commitment? So there are different things. So I'm not calling out Aisha and saying that maybe that's the issue. I'm just saying the honest truth is after a while, you have to count your losses. Yeah. That child will have to be raised. We've talked about what sort of things should a parent tell a child. Maybe raised, in the first few years of our life to think that the father is just somewhere and will be back soon. As the child grows up, the child will ask questions and you have to be honest. If the whole, in her own situation, it's not just the father that is refusing to be there, even the family. Really, yeah. So they do not recognize that child. But that would not affect your child's destiny, your child's fate. Your child will still grow up to be a wonderful human being, and she will be successful, and they will look for her. And if they don't, she will be happy. She will have her own children. You'll be a grandmother too. You start your own whole generation, and you'll be happy. You even forget that that person ever existed.
Okay, we have to wrap up, but I'd like to end with this. As much as we all always try to say you need a father figure, a mother figure, but sometimes if you don't have it, you can still survive.
You will be all right.
Single mothers who have raised amazing children.
Yeah.
Single fathers raised amazing children, and they didn't have any support from the other sexes. So it is a very possible fact that you can single-handedly raise your children.
Yeah, and
there was
successful.
a video. There's another video that I saw that really blessed me. I think I sent it to you guys too. The guy was holding a note, like a 20-pound note, and he squished it, and said, what is this?
The value remains.
He spat on it. What is this? 20 pounds. He ripped it in the tray. Stabbed it on the floor. It's still 20 pounds. No matter how you squeeze this thing. Yeah. The same thing as a woman. No matter how you're squeezed, bashed, bruised by any man, you're still a mother. The same child, you were raised without a father, raised without a mother, raised without this, you are still
doesn't mean anything,
no matter
baby.
what, you still have value. That 20 pound will still buy what the 20 pound will buy because of how much you bashed it. So then don't let the situations around us or the circumstances of our growth, our birth, or our conditions define who we are. You are valued. The fact that you're born and you're raised as a human being, you are valued.
Amazing, darling.
Lovely.